What's up, everyone? Vortex23 here, and welcome to week 1 of the PDL. I know it's been a little over a week since I put out the draft breakdown, and I said I was going to have this up a couple days after, but I wanted to give it time in case, like, later on in the season, I have to get an extension for, like, a week battle. I don't want to, like, have it pushed off, so I'd rather just give it extra time for the battles to come through and make sure the week is finished. At the time of recording this, we've just started week 3, so that's just how it's gonna go. These are gonna go up every Monday. But yeah, we're gonna get into the team. So on the right side of your screen, that is my opponent's team for this week. They have Mega Scizor, Tapu Fini, Zero Aura, Hydreigon, Nidoking, Uxie, Zero Aura, Virizion, and Colossal. Now, from looking at their team, they have a lot of hazard removal in Colossal, Tapu Fini, and Mega Scizor. So hazards weren't really anything I was too reliant on. But at the same time, they have multiple Stealth Rockers in Hydreigon, Nidoking, Uxie, and Colossal. So I had to have some way to take care of hazards, which is why this week I have both Xatu and Great Tusk. They were both there for hazards. Great Tusk is a rapid spinner, and then Xatu just as magic bounce. I brought Mega Charizard with Sun. Charizard had a really good matchup here against Tapu Fini. Not Tapu Fini, Mega Scizor. But Solar Beam also did a lot to Tapu Fini. So I thought that Mega Scizor had a really good time here. And then Scorching Sands just to hit Colossal, because Solar Beam and Weather Ball really don't do too much to it. The 240 speed was to outspeed max speed Hydreigon by 1 point. And so I just put a little bit more into HP. Alright, we have Venusaur here with Chlorophyll, Life Orb, Giga Drain, Weather Ball, Earth Power, Growth. Growth sets you up +2 in the sun, along with Chlorophyll, doubling your speed. I didn't have to do too much speed investment here because in Sun, this actually outsped Zero Aura. So I went with a more bulky set, put a lot into HP to live a hit or two. We have Xatu. Like I said, Xatu is here to get rid of hazards. Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Roost Teleport. Didn't have a way to hit Scizor. Psychic was just my main stab, and then I had Dazzling Gleam because Hydreigon was an easy switch in if I didn't have it. But like I said, it was just here to set up, or to prevent hazards and to teleport around. Next we have Choice Scarf Dragapult, which this is kind of a weird set if you're looking at it. I'm running Choice Scarf with almost no speed investment. So I calced it, and this set, Choice Scarf with just 20 speed EVs, outspeeds max speed Choice Scarf Hydreigon, which Choice Scarf Hydreigon is very common. And then it also just outspeeds normal Zero Aura, because Zero Aura was something that outsped Dragapult naturally. I went for a full special set. Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower to hit Scizor, Thunderbolt for Tapu Fini. Yeah. Next we have Tinkaton. Like I said, Stealth Rocks weren't the best in this game, but I still wanted to have some form of hazards. So I just went with Dual Stab, Thunderwave, Stealth Rock. Gigaton Hammer is just a super hard-hitting move, and Play Rough hits the Hydreigon, the Virizion, and anything that Gigaton Hammer doesn't hit, except for Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor was a huge problem, but with the first two, Charizard and Venusaur, I figured it wasn't that big of a deal. Just went max HP, max attack. And last, we have Great Tusk. Just went for a bulky offensive set. Headlong Rush, Close Combat, Knockoff, Rapid Spin. Just there to deal some damage and get hazards off the field. But, yeah, let's get into the battle. Alright, so as you can see, our opponent brought Colossal, Nidoking, Zero Aura, Tapu Fini, Scizor, and Uxie. So from looking at this, I kind of figured an Uxie lead would be coming out for Stealth Rocks, Yawn, T-Wave, that sort of thing. So I decided to lead Tinkaton, just get my own rocks up, maybe get a Thunder Wave off. So I go for damage turn 1 with Gigaton Hammer. Does a nice 50%. He gets rid of our leftovers, which isn't that big of a deal. Can't use Gigaton Hammer twice in a row, and it wouldn't have 2-hit KO either way because it did 50% the first time. Scizor is a very good switch-in by our opponent here. Kind of realized that Tinkaton couldn't do anything to Scizor. So my opponent went Scizor. I decided to bring out Great Tusk to get rid of these hazards. I don't want those on the field because I cannot bring out Charizard until they're gone. Doesn't have a Ghost type, so I just decide to go for Rapid Spin and get rid of those hazards, get that speed boost. As our opponent goes for the dual Wing Beat, I was not expecting that, and it did a decent chunk of damage. Just goes for the Headlong Rush, decide to sack Great Tusk, but they actually go for a Roost. So I decide to switch out into Charizard, knowing that this thing can't really do the most. Dual Wing Beat does do a good chunk, but I can just Roost that damage off. But I actually decided to go for Weather Ball just to try to hit that Scizor and get rid of it. And this is where the battle gets very scary, because Colossal has an ability called Steam Engine, and if it gets hit by a water or a fire move, it maxes out its speed. So hitting it with Weather Ball actually maxes out its speed. So now I no longer outspeed this Colossal, and I can't let Charizard go down. I need Charizard to get rid of Scizor, because if Charizard goes down, I only have Venusaur, and he can just stall out Sun. And from there, I can't beat Scizor. So I go Great Tusk here to sack, assuming on a fire move. Power Gem comes out, doesn't do too much, but the following fire move is going to kill. It is in the Sun. I bring out Venusaur. Now, like I said, Venusaur was Chlorophyll, and Venusaur is one of my Terra captains. It is a Terra Fire type. So I did the calcs, and if this was a max speed Colossal, this did, at times 4 speed, outspeed my Venusaur in Sun. So the plan was to go Venusaur. He's going to go for a Flamethrower. I'm going to Terra Fire to resist that and hopefully live. So I Terra Fire as he Terra Waters on my Earth Power, and he actually doesn't take much damage. But I outspent. He didn't calc his Colossal to outspeed Venusaur in the Sun. So Venusaur comes through and saves the day. Colossal would have swept my team there. I had even Choice Scarf Dragapult would not outspeed max speed Colossal. So he goes Uxie. My Sun goes out, so Weather Ball won't really work. I just go Xatu to try to block the Stealth Rocks. He outspeeds, goes for knockoff. He outspeeds because I went for the teleport. I wanted to have a safe switch into Charizard, get that Sun up. I wasn't gonna let that Colossal come back in on me though. That was scary. So I just roost up, get some health back. I have Solar Beam here for the Tapu Fini, which does a decent chunk as he Nature's Madness. I can just roost off that Nature's Madness damage though. If that's his best way to hit me, not too concerned. Water moves in the Sun won't do too much, but he is gaining back recovery. So I go for another Solar Beam here, and I actually get a very good roll. I did 53 the first time, and I did 60 the second time. So I got extremely lucky. He goes Zero Aura. I send out Tinkaton. It's a special Zero Aura, which is really weird. You don't typically see that. Goes Scizor on the Tinkaton, because like I said, Tinkaton couldn't really do much. I do get a paralysis off on Scizor with a full para, so that's kind of nice. He didn't get to move that turn, and I get free Stealth Rocks. I know from the past experience that Gigaton Hammer will take out this Uxie, so Tinkaton picks up that KO. Goes Nidoking here. Earth Power's coming out, very easy read, so we go Charizard. But he actually goes for the Flamethrower, which we still lived, and it would have did a decent chunk to Tinkaton, so he probably went for that as like a middle ground. Second Flamethrower does not get the KO, and I figure out that this is a Choice Scarf Nidoking by it outspeeding me. So now I know that I can go out into Venusaur here because I'm Terra Fire and I resist this Flamethrower. And I will be faster in the Sun. Get a little bit of health back there. He should go Zero Aura here. But we do outspeed this and knock it with an Earth Power. Does have the Shuka Berry though, which I was not expecting. At this point in the battle, I was predicting it was Choice Specs. Just because it was running Thunderbolt, and you don't really see that. I figured he would want the power boost. Not a big deal. Venusaur goes down. We have Dragapult to outspeed. Easy Shadow Ball. It hits all of the members of his team. Scizor comes out. This is kind of scary. I would rather go for Flamethrower, so I sack Charizard. just to get that sun up for Flamethrower to do some extra damage. Because Scizor has a weird habit, Mega Scizor specifically has a weird habit of living just random fire moves. I predict the Colossal switch and go for Flamethrower, and then I know I can just switch Xatu, or I can sack Xatu, and then Dragapult will be able to Flamethrower for the win. Sun does end up going down because he does not OHKO me with the Bullet Punch, but Flamethrower is still enough to take down the Scizor, getting us our Week 1 W. Really close battle, like I said. If Colossal would have had max speed when it got that steam engine boost, it would have steamrolled my entire team. I would have had no chance. So I'm glad that my opponent messed up in that sense, but it was a really good game. Yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned next week for Week 2, and I will see you guys all later. Goodbye.